Ayo, welcome into the CHGO All-Star Podcast Postgame Show, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. We join you from Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. It is the joint CHGO White Sox team and CHGO Cubs team coming together for this All-Star special. I am Sean Anderson, the host of the CHGO White Sox podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me, Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
From the CHGO White Sox podcast. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. And joining us from the CHGO Cubs crew, the host of the CHGO Cubs podcast, Luke Stuckmeyer.
Greetings.
You can follow him on Twitter at Luke Stuckmeyer. And the man who did not win a bet because it did not go over 7.5 runs, my good friend Cody Delmendo.
You just want to just rip off the Band-Aid right away, Sean.
I'll be picking at it all night, Cody. You can follow him on Twitter.
At least I went 3-1 on ping pong in this office tonight.
Yes, you did. At Cody_CHGO.
Or 4-1, my bad. I can't math.
The ping pong. I'm trying to plug your Twitter, man. You're talking over me. Yeah, Cody kicked my ass in ping pong 3 out of the 3 times that we played.
Tanked the game to the boss. What a weirdo.
Yeah, seriously. Did you throw that one to Jake?
No, I don't know what got into Jake's bloodstream when he beat me. Nothing against Jake.
Jake said you have a tell.
I have a what?
A tell. Jake knows how to beat you.
Okay.
He was giving me tips. I couldn't. I suck at ping pong. But Jake clearly.
I mean, I don't think I'm that great anyway, so I'm sure it's really easy to figure out. For someone who's actually really good, they'd figure me out very quickly.
Oh, he told me the tips and he beat you. So I mean, Jake's.
I beat Jake 2 or 3 times. He beat me for the first time tonight. I give credit where credit's due.
Absolutely. I mean, Jake clearly knew something.
But I don't think that the narrative of me just giving it to him though. That's not true.
All right. We'll make sure we clear up that narrative throughout this podcast. We'll also clear up the narrative that the National League is a good league, a feasible league. They should demote them. The American League wins the All-Star Game 3-2. It is the 9th straight victory for the American League. Kevin Kaduk saying in the chat, these things never go over, Cody. That's not true. In last game, it was 7 runs. The one before that, it was 7 runs. The one before that, it was 14 runs. So here seeing 5 runs, this is one of the lower scoring All-Star games in history. What do we make of it?
Boring as hell. Just a snore fest. Good
Herb going straight for the
is
truth.
Great to see during a regular season game, but the last thing I want to see is good pitching during an All-Star game. Goodness gracious. I mean, that last half inning with Emmanuel Clase showing National League fans exactly what the White Sox have to deal with all the damn time was fun, but otherwise, that one inning where we got the Stanton home run, Rocket home run, and Byron Buxton home run, pretty much boring to me. I don't know how you guys felt about that.
Snooze fest. The best thing about the night was Sean's outfit.
Thank you.
Right? And then
what about the ice cream?
Well, the ice cream was number 2. I defended the All-Star game as this is the one All-Star game I like and it's fun. I like to see it, And then this game happened and 5 innings in and I was just like, Cody, you want to play ping pong? I'll play left-handed. Let me get some ice cream. And it was just... It was like being in geometry class in high school, which for me was a slow death.
Oh, I know how bad you are at math, so yeah.
I don't math.
Yeah, I don't math either.
And it was...
No one at CHGO Cubs does math, except for Herrera.
No, that's why we're into sports. Anybody that was in some sort of broadcasting class in college or trade school or whatever, we're all bad at math. That's the reason we're here. If we were good at math, we'd be engineers.
Except for Sean.
Right.
No, I took liberal arts math in college, so I didn't have to take more math in college. I was bad at math. Everyone's bad at math. Luke's dead on it.
That's why I took meteorology for a class in collge. Had to take a science class or math. Wasn't going to take math.
I've been adding baseball stats my whole life. That's the math I know. But you're throwing in equations. You're throwing in formulas. That's where you start to lose me. Letters. Just can't do it. Graphing calculators couldn't do it. I mean, what was the big hiccup in this game for you guys? We got Jack R saying the game was great. 13 hits combined for each team, 22 strikeouts for each team. Is that the issue? The strikeouts?
No, part of it was our guy. The Chicago guys were all nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Ian
true.
Happ got a walk. Oh.
Contreras didn't even get a hit. That was given an error.
We got a walk.
Ian Happ got hit by a pitch.
Yeah.
Timmy got a hit. That was good to see. Then he was like replaced after 4 innings. I understand that's what the game is all about. You're supposed to get everybody in the game. And our guy KPW said his guy Jordan Romano got the TA treatment. Didn't even get in the game. Hey, man, you got better closers out there with Liam Hendriks only facing 1 hitter, I believe, and then Emmanuel Clase. You know, there's nothing Jordan Romano can do that Emmanuel Clase can't already. So, yes, I believe that it was a little bit, you know, the actual broadcast was nice. They were trying different things. The mic'd up conversations they were having with the pitchers, Alek Manoah, when they had the Trevino and Cortez talking to each other via the mic instead of sending out signs. That was nice. I enjoyed them trying different things. A couple things didn't work for me. I don't like David Ortiz. Don't ever put him on camera again. And as somebody said, it's like we all forgot that he did steroids. Just huggy David Ortiz, Hall of Famer. Manny Ramirez, get the fuck out of my Hall of Fame right now.
But it's probably because Manny isn't doing the broadcasting stuff. I don't know if Manny's that genius.
A-Rod's on all kinds of broadcasts.
A-Rod. Get out of here. You did steroids. You're not huggy like David Ortiz asking dumbass questions in the dugout.
Did they only do that for a half inning? I didn't see David Ortiz come back.
It was real quick. It was like literally like 2 minutes, if that.
I think the players mic'd up was a good feature right there, but I agree with Herb. I mean, nothing else stood out. I mean, it was a fine game. It was 3-2, went pretty quick. I mean, that's the one thing I can't complain about. It didn't move too slowly. I mean, a lot of
sometimes you got to sacrifice the entertainment to go home earlier, right, Stuckey?
That's right. You got to sacrifice sometimes. Sometimes your team's got to lose so you can get out of here before midnight.
Right.
It's just, and it's worked out that way for us a few times.
For me, I just felt like there weren't a lot of guys on base.
No,
obviously
they said a lot of base runners. I just felt like, again, nobody from the Chicago was really involved in what was going on.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I just felt like we were watching. You'd see a guy get a hit, and then then a team just wouldn't do anything with it. It was like all the runs were home runs, and that's cool, whatever. But I don't know, when you want to talk about excitement, like in an All-Star game, like usually there's a lot of base runners and there's a lot of movement on the base paths and maybe some exciting plays made by the outfielders if there is good defense.
The double play was the best play in the game.
Probably, yeah.
Despite the bad throw.
Jimenez behind the back to Timmy, and then Timmy throws a bad peg to first, and then, of course, my man Manny Machado's taking it slow, taking it easy. He was like, hey, I ain't running hard on the All-Star game. I'm smooth on that.
That was slick. And TA, he's got issues, but hey, Vladimir Guerrero picked him up, and they were able to get the 2 outs. And Schwo saying CHGO's Big Dave over Big Papi, which we can all agree. Luke's repping the CHGO Bull shirt.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, Tim Anderson got a hit. That was cool. Liam Hendriks got an out. That was cool. Yeah. And that was about it. And TA was a part of that play, but you guys really had nothing. Wilson reached down an error, and then Ian Happ got hit by a baseball.
It was almost so boring that you almost kind of wish they would have just, touched the waters of the Contreras trade rumors just to have something to, be pissed off about. I have nothing to be mad about. It was fine.
Well, Marley Rivera did that to Aaron Judge, and it was awkward, and it was weird before the game, so I'm glad they didn't do that again.
I'm glad they didn't do it, but with the nothing that we really got out of this for us, at least we could have sat here and talked about it.
Right, yeah. Or if they would have asked his brother, what do you think it's going to be like when your brother's traded from the Cubs?
Yeah, right.
And they both cried.
Yeah, we didn't see too much of William. We didn't even see too much of the Contreras.
I can't believe they didn't mic him up. They must have said no. That's all I could think of.
That's a missed opportunity, as all the people they had mic'd up had great personalities, including Liam Hendriks, who should have been mic'd up the whole goddamn game. And he only got that 1 inning. But William and Willie should have been mic'd up, showing how happy they are for each other to be, only the 5th brother tandem to be in an All-Star game together? It's amazing.
Yeah, and before we move on and just, get off of this and go to different topics, Cody, you brought it up. Only runs were scored by home run. Paul Goldschmidt hit a home run. Sorry to bring it up. Giancarlo Stanton hit a home run, and Byron Buxton hit a homer. The topic of All-Star Game MVP was brought up. Giancarlo Stanton ends up winning it. He had a homer and 2 RBIs. Buxton hit a homer right after Stanton. So who should have won the MVP? Clase had a nice end to the game as well. He struck out the 3 batters that he faced. Thoughts?
I would have went with Buxton because his home run produced the winning run. It was 3-2 victory. As ball that he hit was above the strike zone. You had to go ahead and get it. You said it was 93. I saw 97.
It was 93. I got better eyes. Don't worry.
All right, 90. I think it was 97. He went up and got the home run and got the win for the American League. Now Stanton hit the 2-run home run and almost hit it out of the stadium. It was very impressive to do. But I think if we're doing the thing right, I see
92.9, sir.
That's a great radio station. I think Byron Buxton, you should give him the credit because Yankees get all the love. So yes, Byron Buxton is my MVP for every day. I think you should never pitch to him.
You just shouldn't pitch to him
ever.
The way this game went, I mean, pitching highlighted. I don't know. I don't think really anyone deserved the MVP. If it was me, I just would have given it to Kershaw since it was his home park. Whatever. I don't think anyone deserved one, personally.
I would have given it to Ian Happ for reaching base.
There you go.
I would have given it to Stanton because he hit the farthest home run. He hit the hardest home run, and he drove in 2 runs.
I think so, too.
I mean, I don't know, Herb. He is a Yankee, but he also was the best player in the game.
That's not true. Clase was the best player in the game.
All right, well, you said Buxton would win the MVP. You're literally contradicting yourself.
No, you said who was
They fight way more
most
than
valuable player is different than the best player in the game.
They bicker more than
Who's
we
the
do.
most valuable player, Buxton?
Yes. He got the win.
Oh, my God.
The home run gave him the win. Without his home run, we would still be there, and Cody would get his goddamn wish of a home run derby.
Framber Valdez got the win, sir.
It was that bad. I was rooting for a tie so we get that home run derby.
You were rooting for the tie just because you were hoping the over somehow.
That too, let's get weird. Like, I don't know.
I don't even know if it would have counted and made you go over, Cody. Like, the home run derby probably just would have added one more run for the winner.
That's true, and then I would have came 1 run close. Or 1 run short or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that would have been better. I would have want that. Let's go back where Cody's missing only by 1 run.
Well, let's take Steve and Cody into a better place here. Your guy Ryan Herrera is in the chat, and he mentioned Nico Horner would have gotten his 2 hits.
Must be nice to be at home, dude.
Yeah, right. Ryan just taking the day off.
In the AC.
Nico would have gotten his 2 hits. So we're talking about this a little bit earlier. Who's the next All-Star for our team? So is Nico Horner the next All-Star for the Cubs?
Boy, that's a good question. Just because the only question with Nico is it's a difficult position to do it.
Yeah. Like maybe if, the Cubs go and spend some money, get yourself a Correa and move Horner back to second base.
Yeah, and then Nico and Correa could be your next All-Stars.
Yeah, I don't know. Nico's a good,
Aaron Judge.
Stick with current Cubs.
Oh, current Cubs?
Current Cubs or players in the organization?
Well, currently or in 2 weeks? Because we got a whole different situation coming up, Sean. I saw the chat saying the next big game is that game in the Corn in Iowa.
Sure.
You guys need any tips? Hit it to right field.
All right.
Next Cubs All-Star. Nico Horner's obviously the favorite for that. I wouldn't count out Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, Seiya.
Especially with the international vote. Like, if he has a hot season, you can get a lot of worldwide votes that, some players don't just get. So, what about Keegan Thompson, Charlie says on the chat?
Yeah. Keegan. Maybe
what position
maybe
is Keegan?
Stroman if he puts together just a healthy season and
starter
is decent next year.
Brennan Davis.
Yeah. We're discussing
on
what
the 40-man.
Keegan Thompson is. He's a starter for the Cubs. We're like, who is this Keegan Thompson, you guys' name? It's like he was good with Jordan Peele.
Jack R says Nico is already the best shortstop in Chicago.
Stop it.
Hey, it's Gordon Wittenmeyer's burner. That's good to see.
Yeah. Jack is blind, apparently. He doesn't watch games.
Yeah, Tim Anderson's been doing this, for 4 straight years. Nico Horner has had 80 good games. So congratulations to Nico Horner.
I see he has a
comeback.
He has was that Bobby Knight in his profile picture? Yeah, tracks. That definitely tracks.
Maybe you could make the argument who's having the best season.
Bobby Knight.
Maybe you could make an argument for Nico Horner. Who's the best shortstop? You can't make that argument yet.
No.
It's like I did a story once on. I was told to go out and ask people who had the best shortstop in town for Crosstown. Javi Baez or Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson had just struck out 200 times, and Javi Baez was like top 3 in MVP voting. It was a ridiculous question at the time. It turns out that Tim Anderson is a better shortstop than Javi Baez, but at the time, there's no way you can make that argument, which is similar to what we're in the situation now. Is it possible that Nico could end up being a better player? Maybe.
So, I think the season that you're bringing up is 2018, and that was Tim's 25 age season, and right now Nico's 25.
Yeah.
So, right now this year, Tim's hitting 310, 351, 416 for an OPS of 767, OPS plus of 118. Nico Horner, 307, 344, 423, OPS of 767, OPS plus of 115. So
F-Wars, we got any wars over there?
3.2 B WAR for Nico Horner and a 1.6 WAR for Tim Anderson. So that's favors Horner by a lot.
That's the
F4
fielding.
Has to be the defense.
It's got to be the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim struggled defensively this year.
And the interim
2.1 for Tim on Fangraphs.
And the interim, Jack R asked what's wrong with Bobby Knight.
2.8 on Fangraphs for Horner.
Ask Neil Reed. So yeah,
Is that the guy?
There's nothing good about the University of
Neil
Indiana. Sorry.
Stephen Bartle says in a super chat, 199. Blah blah blah.
He's a Illini guy, no?
Flying Illini.
Stephen Bartle is a Illini guy. Stephen is probably not. It's go time for the Sox. I believe he said it's go time for the Sox now.
They got 2 All-Stars.
Yeah.
They got 2 All-Stars. Jose Abreu, I saw, Santiago Espinal, KPW's guy, out there in the All-Star game. And Jose Abreu definitely deserved to be there outside of Espinal. So, Sox should have had 3 All-Stars. 46 and 46. Byron Buxton, he's all right. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's go time.
Yeah, and as you had a question with who's the best shortstop a couple of years ago, I had the same question with my former host, Nick Shepkowski. Saw Nick on Twitter. Him and Adam Harris got together today. Who was the best first baseman at the time? And he absolutely laughed at me when I said that Jose Abreu was a better first baseman than Anthony Rizzo. Turns out I was right.
Won the MVP in 2020.
Because one of them won the MVP, and one of them's tracking towards the MVP this year. And I know Anthony Rizzo has 20-plus home runs.
Rizzo's not winning the MVP this year.
Our guy.
Our guy's going to win the MVP?
You just did the show yesterday. He's not even having his best month yet.
All right, August.
Where his best month is coming up. He's going to win the MVP because he's going to carry the White Sox in the month of August. So, yes.
Anthony Rizzo was a top 3 MVP favorite, and the only reason he didn't win because his buddy Chris Bryant was ahead of him that year. But I think back then it made a lot of sense.
It did.
Right
but now it's over.
I mean, at
Case
the end of his Cubs tenure, for sure, you could say Abreu was better. But and sure, I do think that the short porch has really helped Rizzo have the year that he's had. But I don't know. What about the defense?
Well, he's also had a ton of protection as well. I mean, having Aaron Judge in front of you and Giancarlo Stanton behind you makes it easier for guys to want to pitch to you. Defense, Abreu's gotten better with age. So
Rizzo's got, what, 3 or 4 of those Gold Gloves?
Yeah, Rafael Palmeiro got a Gold Glove when it was a DH, so that's a grain of salt.
4 Gold Gloves for Rizzo. I don't think Abreu's got any because we know Abreu's defense is aged like a fine wine.
Stucky, how many does Rizzo have? Do you
4.
know?
I just said 4.
Does he have 4?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought it was a 3 or 4 at least.
2015, Rizzo almost won it, Jack R. says. I do want to say, Jack, I did see your comment. Steve, my friend, got drafted to the Nationals. So he's put that in the chat 5 times now tonight. I saw the first 4. I just want to acknowledge that Jack's friend did get drafted by the Nationals.
And he's saying hi to Cody and Steve.
That's right.
His friend.
Hi, Jack.
Yeah, Steve.
No, I'm Steve.
Steve.
Oh, you're Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Steve.
We had a show where somebody thought my name was Steve, and it's become a
when
running
your
joke
baseball
for us.
team is bad, you go down a lot of
They
rabbit
kept
holes,
saying,
guys.
Cody and Steve,
Yeah.
I've got a question. Cody and Steve.
Well, Steve, I don't know if you've seen this, but his friend got drafted to the Nationals.
So Steve, got drafted by the Nationals?
I'm Steve.
Steve,
Hi, Steve. See, RWB was the guy
Steve,
that called
comma.
me Steve.
my friend.
Okay.
This is just incredible content.
Not the Steve that's over there.
Oh, and we
That
know
ate
that.
3 pounds of beef for dinner.
And shout out to Mr. Splashman88 saying, I'll take the guy who pitches and hits for winning the AL MVP. We don't actually think Jose Abreu is going to win the
calm
MVP,
down,
but thank
guys.
you guys for taking that.
God, I earnestly answering these questions where I think I'm pretty laying on thick, right?
We try.
I mean,
We try like
I know
beggars.
some people cannot get sarcasm, especially when it's written out, but I'm pretty much laying it on thick, guys. If you want me to put, like, quotes on it or, like, say, hey, this is sarcastic, I'll do it for you guys.
But also, if you want me to be dead serious, Jose Abreu to win MVP on PointsBet is at plus 20,000 odds. So 20,000 to 1 odds. So
Value like an MF.
That is value right
Great
there.
value. $1 to win $200. So I guess it's at plus 200 to 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know odds.
You're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance on PointsBet.
Yeah, it's my favorite app. You know that, Sean?
Is it?
It is my favorite app. I love to wake up every morning, like roll over, to like my desk, or not my desk, my side table, and grab my phone and just look at PointsBet.
And bet the over on the All-Star game.
Bet the over on the All-Star game, bet no run first inning in the All-Star game, and lose all my money perhaps. But, hey, I did bet the AL to win, so I did win some money today.
On the PointsBet app.
On the PointsBet app. And it's my favorite app, like I said, not only because of my gambling addiction. That's not really an addiction, but just a hobby. But it's also
and a job.
It's also
our job.
Yeah. And it's the best way to support CHGO, guys. If you download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content. You even get a free shirt of your choice from a CHGO locker. Just like Stucky's shirt right here. It's sick drip, as he likes to call it. You know what I mean? So that's
drip with drip.
Yeah. $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free T-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making a $50 or more first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. Your home for live in-play betting just got even better. See an edge in the game you're watching. Is your team prime for a comeback? Anyone live bet the American League tonight? Because, man, you probably at least got some plus money on there.
I did plus 200.
Ooh, that's sexy. I like that. Why didn't you tell me? I would have done it with you.
I did. I said, Cody, the American League is at plus 200 when they went up 2-0. You should just listen to me.
I should have listened. I was too busy sweating.
It was too bad throwing the game to Jake.
You were too pissed off about the no-run first inning.
I really was, yes.
Letting Jake win.
Don't just watch the game. Bet along with it live. More live betting, more live markets, and faster live cash outs. Follow along with your bets the moment they hit. Stay in the live action all game long. Download the PointsBet app right now and use code CHGO. So what are you waiting for? It's time to elevate your live betting game. Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. Do not tell me to call. Thank you.
Sean, Mr. Splashman88 wants to know if you would trade Luis Robert, Dylan Cease for Gregory Soto.
We put together the
Robert and Cease for Soto, and that's it?
I put together the package. Kopech,
yes.
Robert, Colson Montgomery, Oscar Colas, and Norge Vera for Soto.
Gregory Soto.
For Gregory Soto.
Okay. Perfect. Yes,
You're ruining Luke's ad read, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Was that for Giovanni Soto? Our next partner has a product I use literally every day. Started taking AG1 her because I didn't have time. Wanted better gut health, more energy, and optimized immune system. Now I've been on it for several. There it is, right there. Nice fresh bag of it you're taking home. It doesn't taste super healthy. Instead, it's kind of mild and tropical. You know, so this is a pretty good taste to it. So I take it first thing in the morning. Here's what it is: AG1, just 1 scoop of it. You absorb 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens to help start your day right. Special blend of ingredients supporting your gut health, nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, aging, all those things. I don't want to brag, but I just had a colonoscopy, and I was told that I have a magnificent bowel, and is probably to that AG1. You know, it does everything for you.
Shout out to it, man.
Yeah, beautiful. I take it first thing in the morning, and boom, giddy up. There I go. Lifestyle-friendly, keto, paleo, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, all good with the AG1. All-in-one nutritional insurance for less than $3 a day. That's right. Recommended by professional athletes, more than 7,000 5-star reviews. Reclaim your health, arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs for that summer vacation with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs if you want to be cool. And again, that is athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs, or Sox works as well, to take over your ownership of your health. Pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Again, magnificent bowel.
We've seen it. You showed us pictures of your colonoscopy.
I haven't seen it.
And they look great.
That's doctor just said, I don't know what to say. I can just tell it's magnificent.
Looks clean.
And it was very clean.
We got a super chat from Jaxo.
Luke Stuckmeyer.
It's not about Luke's bowel movements or bowels. It's from Jaxo. It's a super chat. Bow, 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 bow. I think Tim Anderson did great in his first start in the All-Star game? And do you think the White Sox could get Juan Soto or Frankie Montas or Luis Castillo? Tim did do great in his first start.
Correct.
That was fun to watch. It was cool to see Tim in that moment, and he got a lot of different moments. I think the first, like, right before the game started, before they went to the game, he was a part of, like, one of the B-rolls they did, and he was the first guy shown. We saw Julio Rodriguez chatting it up with Buxton and Tim Anderson, and Julio Rodriguez was like, oh, you did that thing where you ended the game at the Field of Dreams and shook it off. So that was good to see. But, yeah, can they get Luis Castillo, Frankie Montas, or Juan Soto? Herb?
No. They can't get any of those three, no. I mean, they could. Luis Castillo is available, and the Reds are going to be looking to trade him. But we talked to James Fox from Future Sox yesterday. The White Sox do not have the package that is better than a lot of other teams out there, unless they're willing to give some major league talent away, which would be dumb because you're trying to go for the AL Central and the AL Championship this year. So no, they have Frankie Montas is a much more feasible person, but also he'll be on the market with other people who are out there trying to get good starting pitchers. So no, I don't think the White Sox have what it takes to get that type of a frontline starter or Juan Soto, because as Sean just read off the names, it's a lot of names that the White Sox would not want to part with. And guess what, Sean?
What, Herb?
There's 4 teams, I think, in the American or the whole major leagues that have never given up a $100 million contract or more ever.
The Pirates.
The White Sox are one of those teams.
The A's. The White Sox.
I don't know the 4 teams.
I don't know the other one.
But yes, the Rockies, Guardians, maybe.
Guardians just gave one to J-Ram.
Yeah, and so this man's going to be asking for $500 million because he just rejected a $440 million one from the Nationals. So, yeah, they're not giving that up to Juan Soto, even if they trade all that stuff to him.
Well, and to be fair, we don't want to turn this into a White Sox podcast. Eli asked, who do we want the Sox to trade for? On Sunday, Steve-O filled in for Herb, and we went down through some of the trade, not different Steve, and different
I was like,
Steven.
What are you asking me?
But Steve-O filled in for us, and we went through some trade partners and some trade potentials in there. So definitely check out Sunday's podcast. But like James Fox said yesterday, the Sox have the 28th best prospect pool, our farm system right now in the major league. So it's just difficult to get a deal done. I know you guys have been throwing out some trades. You guys have been trying to get Andrew Vaughn off our hands. The 2 guys that were in the game today, Ian Happ and Willson Contreras. Is this one of the final moments of them in Cubs uniforms?
Probably. Contreras, 100%.
Who goes first?
Do I have to think about it right now? Can I think about it tomorrow?
Nope.
I mean, you can. If you want to give me an answer today, though, that would still be great.
This sucks.
They're both gone.
I don't think they're both gone. I think one of them at least.
Oh, one for sure.
One for sure.
The only way Willson Contreras doesn't get traded is if somehow he gets hurt in the meantime. And then why would somebody trade for him?
You just wrap him in bubble wrap at this point?
I wouldn't play him.
Listen, if the Cubs are going to
that's what you're going to do.
If the Cubs are going to draft literally 16 pitchers out of the 20 picks,
yes,
that means that whatever they're going to do at the deadline, they're probably looking for bats. And to me, perhaps considering how the system is set up right now, where there's a lot of talent in low A low A, they need some talent in double A or some guys that maybe like a year at least out. And that's what I'm expecting at the deadline when they move those bullpen guys, and they probably move Willson Contreras. But with that said, when you got some guys coming up, and plus Brennan Davis, I don't know, like, why move Ian Happ? To me, there's no good reason to do it.
We both agree. I wouldn't be moving Willson Contreras at this point either, because Herb's even made the comment to us while we're watching games. If you realistically look at, they don't trade some of these guys, they're not as far away as you might think.
Right.
Once that farm system gets going, and if they can talk the owners into spending some money, they can make a competitive. This was supposed to be a competitive team. They can make it a competitive team real quickly in one off season.
Absolutely,
but it's much harder if you trade Contreras and Happ.
Exactly, and I know we agree. I just wanted to emphasize that keeping Ian Happ actually makes a lot of sense if you know where the farm system's at and what these trades that they're about to make are probably going to bring back. I mean,
You're not getting somebody's top prospect. Cub fans will be angry.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be angry. You're going to get guys that are not the top prospect.
Even Contreras, with as good as he's been this year, like the value for catcher just isn't as high as maybe an outfielder or, a top-end arm like Luis Castillo. But,
What's the plan, though? Because I know that Jed mentioned or has avoided mentioning the word rebuild.
Don't say it.
So, what's the plan? Because I understand your point of keeping Willson, who's only 30, Ian, who's only 27. And I mean, even Willson, if you want to get rid of him, especially with his catcher, and he's had some injury issues, I understand, wanting to move on from that just because of his age. But I mean, Ian Happ seems like he could be a valuable contributor for 4 years. He's only 27, he'll be 31, 4 years. I mean, makes sense.
The only knock on Ian Happ, and I'm a guy that would keep him, the only knock is what we were sort of talking about on the couch during the game. When do you trade a guy? First of all, he's got a year left, right?
Yep.
So if you're going to be in the same situation that you are with Contreras right now, then you might as well, I guess you might as well trade him now and get more value for him in the return. And you'd be trading high. Like, this is the peak of his major league career. An all-star, like we said, a year ago in the pregame show, a year ago at this time, I was thinking they might not tender him. He's now an all-star. So if you've decided you're not going to give him a multi-year deal, and again, my preference as a lifelong Cub fan would be you should give him a reasonable deal. Hopefully he will take it, but at least make that offer. But if you're not, you're going to get more now than you probably will next year, because then you run the risk of him regressing and potentially going back or having an injury, or this is a trade high moment. So I think he's going to get traded personally.
Yeah, and Herb, I mean, people have connected Ian Happ to the Sox. Luke has always been connecting any player he can
I said
to the
Ian
Cubs
Happ,
Sox.
Patrick Wisdom, Yohan Moncada. Deal done.
We would have done that deal.
Would have.
Now you won't, because Moncada's been playing better.
He's back.
I'd still do it.
What if we take, I keep saying, what if we take La Russa in the deal?
We'll take La Russa, too.
Then the Cubs could fire La Russa, which would be something they would like to probably do at some point. Be the person to fire him.
I just heard a report that Tony La Russa is going to be back next year as a White Sox manager.
I heard that.
So, and I know that's from your guy John Heyman, but I think
Ross
that could
isn't
happen.
best friends with the guy, though. So
Tony La Russa?
or not David Ross.
John Heyman?
Tom Ricketts. He's not best friends with Tony La Russa.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you would fire him.
That's not Tom Ricketts' biggest regret of firing Tony La Russa. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird spot to be in. I wish you guys the best. I mean, Cody, it will be over soon. #SpinZone. We've been in that position, Herb, of a rebuilding
race to 63,
team.
friend. I'm
not
telling
fun.
You, it's going to be
Not
painful.
Fun, not fun at all. Like, these games drag on. Now you guys start looking for, individual players. Say what Seiya Suzuki could do in his first not full because he's hurt for a long time, but first major league season. See what you're got in Nico Horner. See if he is the best shortstop in Chicago. If he continues this with his F4 and B WAR being higher than Tim Anderson's, maybe he can and ascend to the next level. See if King and Thompson can run for mayor as Cody wants him to, and continue pitching well out there. And you're going to be giving him away, like Michael Givens will be gone off of this team, and a couple other the bullpen arms.
White Sox legend David Robertson.
Yeah.
David Robertson would be gone. But, I'll be looking forward to the two guys you got last year from the White Sox. And I know Nicky Two Strikes is hurt all the time, but I'm looking forward to Cody Hoyer coming back next year and being maybe the Cubs All-Star representative if they don't go out and make some big-time splashes like Carlos Correa or Xander Bogaerts or those type of players. So, yeah, I'm high on the Cubs. I think them being as bad as they are this year is very surprising, because they have major league talent that is better than they're performing right now. And they have players on there. If Seiya Suzuki played the whole year, I think the Cubs would be much better than they would be right now. If they had Kyle Hendricks, who usually performs at a better level than this, playing better and not hurt this year, yeah, the Cubs would be not in there with the Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Would be not behind the goddamn Pittsburgh Pirates, though. That's weird. And only a half game behind of the Cincinnati Reds. So, yeah, that's sad.
And if Hendricks was playing well, you guys have another trade piece.
That's right. And you know what's really beautiful about this? We have a Sox fan who is high on the Cubs, and we have a Cubs fan who's actually high on the Sox possibilities for the second half of the season.
I mean,
like Cody believes this is. That's because he's going money in. He's going money in.
That's because he's got. But that's the key word. He's got money behind it.
I cashed out my Twins' future to win the division at peak level, I would think, after the last series, and then put it all on the White Sox at plus money when they were like huge favorites before the season. That's smart betting, man.
I believe in the pitch lab.
That's why you guys do the CHGO Bet Show.
We do. I do it poorly. Cody does it better than I do. But Justin Fields sticks to a plant-based diet all the time, and it's why he drinks 100% based. Fuck, I screwed this up.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Hey guys.
Hey.
Have you guys heard about Owen?
No.
It's 100% plant-based protein shake.
Oh, really?
That gives you the nutrition that works as hard as you do. All of their products are free of artificial ingredients. They're allergen-friendly. There's no gluten or dairy, and they're easily digestible. Insert a personal experience or anecdote. I just have a feeling that if I was Julio Rodriguez and I was heaving out there in center field, just, laboring, catching that fly ball from Liam Hendricks, I would want to come into the dugout, absolutely avoid David Ortiz and his microphone, avoid Dusty Baker, and head right to the fridge and get a nice cold Owen. He has a selection of chocolate, vanilla, you got salted caramel, strawberry banana. J-Rod's cooling off with something delicious, something that is easily digestible, something that is free of dairy, right? He's going to be drinking an Owen, just like Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields, who follows a plant-based diet, and that's where we first heard about Owen from Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields. And now Owen and CHGO have partnered up to give you an awesome offer. You get 20% off your first purchase at liveowen.com. That's LIVEOWYN.com. And with the code CHGO20, you can join me and Justin Fields and try Owen, only what you need. And next up, you guys talked about pitching. How's Matt Schwarmer doing?
Pour one out.
DFA, pour one out. What was your favorite part of the Matt Schwarmer era?
The 6 home runs.
Stucky.
Well, mine is the Matt Schwarmer bobblehead that's on FOCO.
Oh.
There you go. Chicago sports fans.
Oh, buddy.
Your home for the best Chicago sports coverage is partnering with a leader in sports merchandise and collectibles. CHGO have teamed up with FOCO to secure your access to the best collectibles, like a Matt Schwarmer rookie bobblehead. There's also a Christopher Morel one. So that one's a little bit better.
Nice.
That one is nice. And CHGO has teamed up with FOCO to secure your access to the best collectibles and gear around. Whether it's Bears, Cubs, White Sox, Blackhawks, Bulls, FOCO will have something for you, your kid, a friend, or a loved one. If you're looking for some new gear, collectibles, or accessories, FOCO has officially licensed gear for men, women, and kids with everything from bobbleheads to swimsuits to Crocs. FOCO has got you covered with the best Chicago merchandise of your team. Head on to FOCO.com. You can click the link below or click the link below in the YouTube description. Again, FOCO, FOCO.com. And for all non-presale items, use the promo code CHGO for 10% off at FOCO, FOCO.com, or click the link below in the description. Again, non-presale items, use the promo code CHGO for 10% off. All right. Thank God we got rid of through the ad reads there, because I have been screwing them up recently, and just recently, not for the past 4 months. Let's go into something fun we put together. We went into the archives and put together the worst All-Stars in franchise history. So we got the top 5 for the Cubs, and we got the top 5 for the White Sox. Let's go to the Cubs, because that's what Steven flashed up first. You guys want to take this one?
I mean,
Luke, you ranked it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is probably the right order. Maybe Travis Wood should be number 5. Brian LaHare at number 1 is the most shocking All-Star in Cubs history. He's got to be. Like, I can remember people just clamoring, like, play LaHare, just because he had a good first half of the season. And it's why every time this year somebody went on a hot streak and we'd be like, well, this is the guy. This is going to be the diamond in the rough they find. I always say, look, guys, Brian LaHare was an All-Star. Even 2 months of great playing means absolutely nothing. Kosuke Fukudome, same thing. Great first half of the season. I should say, good first half of the season, was never good again. Steve Traxel, all I remember about Steve Traxel is home runs.
Yeah, I mean,
Ever.
I was really young when he was out there.
Now, Travis Wood was a solid major league pitcher. The fact that he was an all-star I did not even remember.
If he's an all-star, he's just an all-star for vibes.
And that shows you what the first rebuild was like. Travis Wood was your all-star in 2013.
If anyone wants to argue about which rebuild was better or worse or whatever, I think this graphic right here is like a great example.
Well, we'll see who the all-star is next year for the Cubs. This year you still had Willson Contreras
these
around.
Two are good players.
That's true. And Vance Law, the White Sox great,
Travis Wood.
1988. I do not remember that moment in time.
We were going through
I wasn't alive.
I was alive, certainly, in high school. I do not remember Vance Law being an all-star. I do remember him having a good season, but I don't remember it being an all-star season.
I learned a lot about the 1988 Cubs all-star team from you. Mainly Rafael Palmeiro was a part of the group that was a 1988 all-star, along with Ryan Sandberg, which must have been awkward for Ryan, Rafael Palmeiro, his wife, and Davey Martinez, according to what you guys told me, allegedly. Hey, Vance Law in a little love triangle there. So all-star and in a weird moment of time.
Vance Law, Cubs all-star. I mean, he's just not a guy you even think about playing for the Cubs, really.
I was about to say, I don't even recall him playing for the Cubs. I mostly remember him, of course, as the White Sox.
I mean, I don't even understand how, his numbers, career, horrible. And also just his numbers, he had an OPS of 773. He had 5 home runs at the All-Star break. Why was this guy an All-Star?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't remember that happening.
He probably had a high average or something that was weird.
It's like 270.
Back in the day. Was he a shortstop?
Yeah.
No, he was at third, I think.
Third, short, and second.
Mostly third base.
And so, something probably happened where the Cubs played the day games back then because they didn't have lights until August 8th, 1988. And everybody was like, okay, man, this Vance Law looks really good this 2 months of this season. Let's put him in the All-Star game with 5 other damn Cubs.
Now that was also the time where you would go to the ballpark and you would get the cards that had the Scantron, and you would punch out the holes. You get a sharp pencil or undo a paper clip, and you get 10 of them in a row, and you try to poke them through without puncturing your hand.
Yeah.
But you could vote Vance Law 20 times every 5 minutes if you wanted to go back and just stuff the ballot Chicago style. And I definitely did that as a kid. You would go through and take every Cubs player and just and then the little hanging chads wouldn't come off, you know?
They weren't even that good
Wasting
until the year
paper just
after,
for Vance Law.
until 89 where they won the NL East. 88, they weren't that good. So why did they get 6 Cubs in there? Wow, that's amazing.
There's a lot of Travis Wood
I'm telling you, stuffing the ballots. Chicago style.
Bobby Bonilla, Vance Law, and Chris Sabo were the third basemen.
Sabo. Kids these days.
Sabo is the guy with the rec specs.
Yeah, he was. Former Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
1988. That's 9 years before I was born.
Yes, I got it. I understand.
You're young
that makes me feel old.
I understand.
Wow. I'm sorry, guys.
I was 10.
All right, let's look at the White Sox unlikely All-Stars here. Got a top 5 for you. Leading off, James McCann in 2019. Jesse Crane in his final year pitching in 2013 was an All-Star. In 2000, James Baldwin was an All-Star for the White Sox. In 2017, Avi Garcia was an All-Star. And in 1994, Jason Beret was an All-Star for the Sox. Herb, you kind of pushed back on some of these for me.
Yeah, as a youngster, I loved Jason Beret. Foshball, awesome. He was great. And James Baldwin, he was the key. Him, Mike Soroka, and Jim Parquet led the White Sox, the pitching staff, to the AL Central Division, where we hadn't won one in 7 years because the Cleveland Indians took over the late 90s after the strike. So it was a big-time year, and James Baldwin was part of that year in 2000. I know we went to the All-Star game in 2001 there. But, we're talking about White Sox who are the worst. James McCann had a pretty good year and deserved to be where he was. But, yes, it was a flash in the pan. It was, quick. That was what he was. And I remember White Sox fans we should keep James McCann because Lucas Giolito's no good without him. Stop it.
Who's Jesse Crane? I don't even know that name.
He was a reliever. He was a longtime Minnesota Twin, Jesse Crane. Then we signed him, I believe, in a free agent deal for 3 years.
Yeah, 2011.
Then he had a good 2013, and he never, like Sean said, never pitched after that again. So, yeah, That's probably our only All-Star representative in 2013, if I'm thinking correctly. Maybe Jose Abreu might have made that, but yeah, Jesse Crain was our representative.
Well, that was the one thing. I mean, like in the rebuilding years, like you guys have Willson Contreras and Ian Happ. Like you didn't have that in 2013 with Brian LaHair and Travis Wood in 2013. But the Sox had Chris Sale, right? Like the only one weird year was Avi Garcia in 2017, where there was no Chris Sale. Chris Sale made it from 2012 or 2013, 2012 to 2016. So he just kind of covered the bad years for the Sox. They always had a good pitcher in there. And then Avi Garcia was the only one that was kind of in that weird spot, because then in 2018, Jose Abreu's back in it. 2019, Abreu, Giolito, McCann. So there was only like the one bad year for the Sox. And Avi was decent. You know, I mean, he was a part of a big trade. So, I mean, it's not crazy. Jason Barret, though, 36-rounder. That's why I added him. Just kind of shocking. James McCann had not a great year or career before that, and then just, you know, out of nowhere was an All-Star. And then James Baldwin had like a 4.28 ERA in the first half in 2000, yet was still an All-Star. So
I didn't realize that James McCann really, really stinks now.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
He's not good. No wonder the Mets need a catcher.
Stinks.
Mets need a catcher? Is that why where Willson Contreras is going?
Probably.
There you go.
Or it's a place.
Hey, you got Pete Crow Armstrong from the Mets, so it's not bad.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Do we have any final graphics here, Steven? I think we're done, but we got one more. Yeah, we can skip the back-to-back ones. John Carlos Stanton and Byron Buxton hit them. We got Who You Vibin', I guess.
Who You
So we got
Vibin',
Willie versus Happer in the
which outfit do you like better in that?
the red carpet.
Willson Contreras with the matching pajamas, or Ian Happ with the extra tight suit?
I like the matching set from Contreras mainly because Happer should be putting on a tie. Put on a collar. I mean, you're too laid back here.
Well, it is Hollywood, though. That's the Don Johnson look.
I like
it's too Miami
I guess
Vice.
that was Miami, though, yeah.
I don't care. Anyone who can put on a sport coat and not have to wear a tie. And
You could do it.
Like,
Just do it,
I have
Cody.
like
do
a
it
nice
tomorrow.
little respect for it.
If you put that on with the right pair of Jordans, though, you'd look fine.
Oh, for sure.
Contreras, you have to have confidence. You have to have
more
swagger
confidence
and
for that,
jewelry
for sure.
to pull that off.
And he had like slipper shoes on with that too, which looked nice.
Yeah.
Similar to the ones that Pedro Strop wore on the Twitters recently, which was really the vibe.
We did a poll
Really
with
the
that.
vibe.
We did a poll with that graphic on Twitter. And we got
Check that out.
218 votes right now. If you want to go vote on Twitter, go CHGO_Cubs. Contreras leads just barely, 51.8% right now.
Huh.
So
Sounds about right.
yeah. I mean, that's not surprising though. His sticks out a little bit more.
Contreras looks like he's ready for New York. He looks smooth. Ian Happ looks more like he's going to stay in L.A. Looks like he's chilling there. So they're getting ready for their future jobs. Sorry, guys.
Way to rub it in. Are the Sox going to make the playoffs or not?
Yeah, they are.
the Twins
Yes
are
or no?
terrible.
Yes or no?
Cody's
For the
betting
sake
on
of
it,
my
so yeah.
bet, they
We're
better
saving
make the
this right
playoffs.
now.
Yes.
I don't. If they go on a 7-game losing streak, I don't want to hear the whining over there
Oh, you'll
while the
hear
Sox are losing. Are they going to the playoffs?
Correct.
Yes.
Will
Yes.
they win a playoff series?
No.
No. And welcome to being a White Sox fan. So you guys are trading everybody.
That's right.
And we are going to be losers, but in the playoffs.
Chicago.
So, hey, consolation.
I'd take
first-
anything to play in October.
First
man.
time ever being 3 times in a row in the playoffs. As we were the first time ever being 2 times in a row in the playoffs last year.
Hey, setting new trends. Or the window's open. Enjoy the ride. Anyways, that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox and CHGO Cubs All-Star Special here. Thank you to Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. Thank you to Luke Stuckmeyer. You can follow him on Twitter at Luke Stuckmeyer. Thank you to Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. And you can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Baloney, Joel, Charlie, RWB, Jack R, blank name, Courtney as well, who was in there. White Sox
friend.
Tom, appreciate you
Eli
guys.
Stein
Eli Stein
Israel.
from Israel is in there. So appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. And
I
we will be,
appreciate the Travis Wood love mostly.
yes, we
Everybody's
appreciate.
saying they love
There's a
Travis
lot
Wood.
of Travis Wood love in the chat this evening.
And thanks for not slandering Brian LaHair anymore in the comments. He's probably had enough.
I'm going to say, what if he was watching tonight?
Probably. Guy's not busy.
Wow.
That was a low blow.
I'm sorry, Steve. Bye, guys. We're going to end the show now. AL dominance. They win their 9th straight All-Star Game 3-2. Again, thanks to Cody and Luke of the CHGO Cubs podcast. You can follow their Twitter account at CHGO_Cubs. And Herb and I from the CHGO White Sox show will be both off on Wednesday and back on Thursday. So make sure you check out the CHGO Sports Twitter for the show schedule on that day. But for Cody, Luke, Herb, I'm Sean Anderson. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for your production, and thank you to Fleetwood Mac for their 1979 album Tusk. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Go White Sox.